Hey guys, it's Ashley with Pugs and Pearls, and tonight we are going to be doing a get ready with me video. I am going to be featuring some items that I got in my Boxycharm this past month, which is May. So I'm going to be using the Protege palette that I got. This is a really pretty, to me, very nice colors that I know that I typically would like to wear. So I have not used anything from this brand, so we're going to try that out tonight, as well as two other products from the box. I got the Wander Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I'm really excited to try this out. I tested it on my skin and it came out really nice, so I'm excited to put it on my face. And then I also have a lip pencil from Gerard Cosmetics that I'm going to be testing out tonight as well. And then a few more things that I got in a sample from my last Sephora order. We are going to be testing out the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So it gave me a few shades on this card that I'm going to test out for you guys tonight, see if that's worth it. As well as the Yves Saint Laurent All Hours Foundation. This is supposedly a 24-hour wear foundation. And I think I'm going to probably mix the two shades on the back, which is B10 Warm Porcelain and B20 Ivory, because technically my real shade is like somewhere in between those two. So let's go ahead and get started. So guys, first up, I am going to take some of these Sephora hair clips and just pin my hair back. I really like these. They're super helpful with just quickly getting my hair out of my face and not like putting any kinks in my hair when I am trying to get my makeup done. I am a fan, and I recently purchased these again in a Sephora haul, but they're so nice to just pop your hair back really quick. So first off, let's start out with my primer water. This is just something, it is a go-to that I always use. This is the Smashbox So Chill Primer Water. And I'm just going to spray that just to give some hydration to my face. And then the first thing that I want to go into is the Wonder Illuminating Oil. So you guys can see it's kind of got a pink consistency, like a pink shimmery consistency. So I am just going to massage that into my skin to get started. And again, when I put it on my hand, I was really happy to see that it was not greasy, but it did have just like a very nice feel. It felt very like high quality. I mean, I looked it up. It is an expensive product. I think it is in the $40 range. And it really does immediately give kind of like some illumination to your skin. So I'm curious to see like how that will do underneath some of this other foundation and primer that we're going to use tonight. Alright guys, we're going to go in with the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to mix these two shades here because they are the lightest shades, and it honestly does not look like they give you that much product in here. So I'm just going to do my best to kind of like scrape the little bit that they give you, which is nothing at all. And I'm just going to start dabbing that onto my skin to put down as a filter. And again, like this is barely enough. Like I hate this. Like if you're gonna give me a sample, let's get a real sample going. And of course that's definitely not enough, so we're just gonna keep going into the next shade. Why not? Take what we can get there. That one actually looks like a little bit more my shade. Actually, it's more pink toned. And I'm just gonna put that on right over. Still looks like it's giving me a nice glow. So both of those products should be very glowy type products. So that's great. And so far so good. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the last shade, number 3, which is light medium. Why not? And just go ahead and get a little bit more, as I'm not sure if I covered my area right here, which is where I get a lot of pores. I'm not even sure what the claims of the Hollywood filter are, except that it's supposed to be illuminating, so definitely see that illuminating come through. The foundation though that we're using is going to be matte, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but we definitely have it on. We are looking a lot more glowy than we started out by. So that was the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Alrighty guys, so I'm just taking this and I'm gonna go into B10 first, which again, these are just these little tiny pods. It does seem to be a very liquid type foundation, so I'm gonna grab my brush to get ready to go ahead and buff this out. Alright, so we're starting out with the lightest shade, and this one is definitely yellow for me. I am a more cool undertone, but we're gonna go ahead and blend that in. I think it'll work. We can make it work. Alrighty, so it's buffing out pretty quickly. Definitely giving me some coverage. I would say like almost full, but a little bit like medium. They definitely gave us more in this sample size than the other one did. Again, I'm just going to dot it along and kind of buff it in as I go. And depending on how much coverage this gives us, we then can decide whether or not we want to dip into that next color and blend it in if we want to get a little bit more of a full coverage. But I am getting plenty in this sample to get at least a full face done, which is very nice, very exciting. Alrighty guys, so I do have the foundation on, and as you can tell, it's definitely a little bit more yellow and sticking out a little bit because my skin is very pink. So I actually am going to go into that next shade just to see if I can kind of mix it in a little bit better to kind of shift that color slightly. It is, I would say, like a medium, almost full coverage, but I do see a little bit of my freckles peeking out underneath. So we're going in with B20, and I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks to see if we can kind of get that color a little bit more built up. And then also maybe mix that color so that it's not so yellow. And then I'm also going to go in and do a little bit more on my forehead because I noticed, again, it didn't look like it was quite full coverage there. Alrighty guys, so that is with about, I would say, 1.5 layers of coverage. And I definitely do feel like it started to build up. Again, the shade is a little off from my skin tone, as you can see. But of course, when you get samples, you can't really control that. So it definitely is coming off very matte. However, I still feel like the glow of those two products does come through. So it's kind of like a glow from within, even though you have a matte foundation underneath. So far really excited about the oil and also that flawless filter. I think that definitely kicked it up a notch to keep it a little bit glowy, even though we are now matte. Alrighty guys, we're going to go in with the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Kiss Lip Butter just to prime my lips before we do any kind of lipstick. This is such a hydrating lip balm and it smells amazing. For eye primer, we're going to take the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. This is my favorite eye base. It works really well just to prep your eyelids before you put on any type of shadow. It helps lock in that shadow so that it doesn't budge and it stays all day. And it also, again, just kind of makes any kind of discoloration you may have on your eyelids disappear. For powder, guys, we're going to take this Too Faced. This is their Skin Smoothing Pressed Powder. It's just a translucent powder, so it does come off white. And I'm going to be taking this Tarte little pink brush. I thought it was really cute. I'm not really sure that it's the best, like, powder brush, but it's very light, it's not very densely packed, and so I'm not trying to pack a ton on, especially since we want some of that radiance to shine through. I don't want to completely mattify my face, but just want to give a little bit of setting to the foundation so that it doesn't move. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and start with eyeshadow next. We are going to go in with the Protégé, and I am going to start with this shade down in the bottom right called Tact. It is kind of like a kind of beigey cream. It's a little light. I'm not sure if it's going to stand out really, really well, but we're going to start there just to see if we can get some shadowing in the crease. And we may have to go into a slightly darker shade, but we're just going to start with that one to build up the eye look. And I'm definitely not getting much off of that, but that's okay. We needed to just start somewhere. So then let's go into the slightly grayer shade. It's almost like a gray purple called Poetic right here. So I'm gonna, again, keep a fluffy brush and just see if I can build up that outer corner at all. Both of these shades are extremely light. However, I do see this one a little bit better than the other shade, which was Tact. So again, we're gonna just try to build up a little bit. You can start to see it now, you just have to kind of pack it on. These are definitely soft shadows, like they seem actually decent quality, and this was again a palette that I got in my, not my Birchbox, in my Boxycharm box for the May month. So again, I'm just going to try to build it up. Next guys, we're going to go in with this really pretty shade called Aesthetic. It is a purple mauve, or sorry, like a purple purple matte shade. And I'm just gonna start out again with not a heavy packing brush, but more of like a medium-sized fluffy brush, just to kind of get that shadow kind of packed on and kind of blending into the interior of the lid. We certainly can darken it in a little bit. I just kind of I want to get some more color on that eye. I'm going to go in for a little bit more, just build up the color a little bit. I'm going to go in more with a kind of like a packing eyeshadow brush, because I am going to try to just pack that color on the lid, at least in like the outer portion. And then I'm going to take a longer fluffy brush and just kind of again buff out the crease. We're going to take this purple shimmer in the shade Structure, and I'm just going to use my finger, and it has like a really pretty sheen to it. I'm just going to pat that into the inner corner and the center of the lid. That blends in really, really nicely. Alrighty guys, and then I'm going to go back in with this matte kind of off-white shade called Tact, and I'm just going to take that and put it on the top of my brow bone, which actually looks really nice, gives me a little pop there. And then I'm going to take this highlighter shade. It's actually like a purple shimmer called Theory, but I'm actually going to take that and pop it into my inner corner, just like a highlight in the center, right in the corner of my eye. Alrighty guys, now we're going in with the Sex Kitten Liner from Tarte. This is just a really great black liner, and I'm going to line the bottom of my top lash there. Again, it just goes on so stark. It gives you a really smooth application. Makes applying your liner really, really easy. And the pigment is really great. Got that a little bit on the bottom liner, but if you're quick, you can move it. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. We are just gonna go in and pull that into our lashes, give us some volume and color, and I got that right on my brow bone. Sorry about that. Brush it off the best we can. I can go back in and fix that with some shadow. For brows, I'm going to take my Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit, and I'm just going to twist that up and run it through my brows really quick, just to, again, darken them, give the spots that are sparse a little bit more color. This is like my favorite brow pencil, and it's so easy. I feel like if you just want to do quick brows, it's the perfect tool for just getting them on really quick but still making them look nice. And to top that off, I'm going into my Gimme Brow from Benefit. This is in number 4, and this just kind of helps slick the eyebrows down, give them a little bit more color, as well as some more fibers to fill them out a little bit as well. Alright guys, next up we're going to go in with that Gerard Cosmetics lip color. This is in the shade Share. So it's kind of like a nude mauve. Very creamy so far. Alrighty guys, so that is just the lip pencil, and it already gives me a great nude color shade. It was very creamy. I've never purchased anything from Gerard Cosmetics, so I'm really happy about that. But we're going to go straight into lipstick, and I am taking this really tiny bullet. This is the Charlotte Tilbury in Pillow Talk. It again is just kind of like a nude mauve shade, and I'm going to go right over that lip liner. Alrighty guys, I think that was a great pairing. It went over really, really smooth. Alrighty guys, let's finish up with some blush and highlighter. So I am just going to be taking this Becca Flower Child blush. It is a nice pink, and I just love that it gives me just a tiny little flush on the cheeks. So I'm going to pop a little bit on each one. And then for highlighter, we're just going to go right in with the Champagne Pop from Becca. Just going to top that over my cheeks. Just a little bit. And then I am going to bronze my face just a little bit with this Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Bronzer. It is my favorite butter bronzer. This is the mini version. This is, again, a really affordable drugstore bronzer. It's very natural looking, and I'm just going to get that right into the hollows of my cheeks to give me just a little warmth, and then around kind of like the temple and top of my head, as well as underneath the jawline a little bit. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. Let's just talk a little bit about the products that we used tonight that were new. So first off, this Illuminating Oil from Wander Beauty is honestly really kind of nice, and somebody said you could mix this in with your foundation, so I'm going to keep testing this out. But I do think it does give you some illumination through your makeup. In addition to that, the Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury, I also think gave you even more illumination. So if you're looking for radiant under your foundation, this did do well. I just didn't get a ton in this little sample product. I wish they were able to give us more. With the Yves Saint Laurent, the 24-hour foundation, it actually did give me really great coverage, and I was able to kind of blend it down my neck. It's only slightly off, it's a little bit warm, and I am a little bit more cool toned, but it does give me a really nice, completely matte finish. The Protégé eyeshadow palette, while I do love that I was able to create this really nice like purple smoke look, I loved the mattes, I think, better than the shimmers in this particular palette. So the one thing I noticed about the shimmer is that it is all over my eye. All over my cheeks. Like, this is something that I could not wear to work because I can't have sparkle all over my cheeks. You know, I love the mattes. They seem to blend out really nicely. They had nice pigment. And the shimmers are really pretty, but the fallout of the glitter is a no-go for me. So it's like half and half. I like it, and half I don't, because I do not like that glitter fallout. The lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury, though, I am very pleased with. I think it went really great with Pillow Talk. So now I probably don't need to go buy the Pillow Talk liner because I feel like this is so close to Pillow Talk. It's just a very nice kind of pinky nude shade, very work appropriate if you have a lot of like professional meetings and business stuff. I feel like this would go with a ton of different looks because it is so neutral. So guys, this wraps up the Get Ready With Me video for tonight using all of my Boxycharm products, as well as some other new products that I had gotten some samples from. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you've been loving in the comments below, and I will chat with you in my next video. Bye guys!